CMoN got me good. I'm in over my head, and I'm honestly tired of fighting it. Welcome to another talking video. This one is going to be covering an issue I've had, kind of covering a lot when it comes to actually being okay with the hobby and spending money on this hobby and getting excited about this hobby. I sometimes do one to multiple of those, rarely all of them. And I don't know, I think I'm at a point now where I'm okay, where I'm not going to deal with it anymore when it comes to the internal fighting that I have, that I'm going to try to resolve here and talk to you about. So, before we get into that though, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Now, Skillshare is a fantastic platform that I have enjoyed for months and months and months. And when it comes to learning new skills, new trades, different ways of thinking about or solving problems, or if I'm ever curious about software or tools or methodologies that I can use at work, that I can use at home, that I can use in my personal life, that I can use with others, Skillshare is definitely the place to go. It is a purpose-built platform to learn this kind of stuff, and it's fantastic. Everything is there to teach. And it's great for that. It's great discoverability. We'll talk about that in a little bit. What I did want to let you guys know real quick is that the first 500 people that use my link, so go ahead and check that link. You can just scroll right down to get it. It'll be on the screen. Use that link. Free month of Skillshare. That's all yours. And again, that's using that link. Now, with that out of the way, seriously, I read this one, The Real Productivity, How to Build Habits That Last, and I was like, okay, I'm in. It's like an hour long. I can watch these at my leisure. And Thomas Frank here did a great job on it because it wasn't just the superficial stuff. He's not trying to fit some algorithm that, some other websites will put together that you have to kind of play at. No, he's like, this is what we're doing. This is how I'm teaching it. And he went into research papers. He went into different methodologies. He talked about different softwares you could do, or pen and paper methods you could do, what other people have done that have been successful for them. A ton of stuff, right? So very, very practical. In fact, one of my big takeaways that I really liked was his analogy to miners and how they have to dig deep and actually work hard at getting those, precious minerals or precious ores that they're trying to get. And it's a lot like that with when you're actually trying to be productive. If you just have 5 minutes, you can't really, be that productive for just 5 minutes. You really have to kind of dig in there and really kind of get into that flow, whether it's being more creative or exercising or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And so if you stop beforehand, if you have all these things that are in the way that you won't do, well, then you're just, hitting stone, right? That's worthless. You got to actually get in there. You got to have the proper gear and you got to spend the time and dedication to get it. So I thought that was really cool. So the discoverability is high. It's really, really good. If you don't know where to start, Skillshare will help you with that. It is fantastic. And again, the first 500 people that use my code will get a free month of Skillshare. That is on the house. Super awesome. Totally worth it. Literally nothing to lose there. I highly, highly recommend it. I've used this tool again for a very, very long time. I'm excited to get back into this YouTube stuff, to get back into doing better, and Skillshare is a key part of that. So thank you to Skillshare, thank you to you guys, and let's get on with the video. Okay, so now, this is the dead keep. I kind of talked about this before with you guys when it comes to the fact that this is like my top pick right now. Like this looks really, really good to me. In fact, just a short scroll from here, right, gets me to this. By the time I saw this image, I was already sold, right? So this looks kind of right? Whatever, right? But this right here, so you get this like art with this like mad, crazy Baron kind of dude and this crazy looking like whatever lady this is, right? But then you get these minis and you see like, especially even these little plain ranged guys and stuff like that, right? But just their slack jaw and their teeth and their snarls and their poses and, it just so good. The fact that this guy's riding a giant pig and has like stabbed through a shield and has bodies above his head. There's so much to love about this. When the sculpts actually tell a story, I'm smitten. You guys know I'm all about it. And these look fantastic. They really do. But then the gameplay just seems like fun, from what I can tell. Now, I've not read through the whole rulebook. I can't even be bothered to read some of the rulebooks of games I own. I'm not about to read rulebooks of games that I haven't even paid for yet, or own, or have a copy of. This is not a thing I'm going to do, right? I don't got time for that. But when it comes to what they've shown, when it comes to kind of like the Zombicide, but with a twist and all that, like, I love it. And I know my family enjoys games like this. It looks like an easy game to table. It looks like a beautiful game with fantastic artwork, with great minis. It reminds me of how CMoN used to be. When it comes to CMoN, you guys know this is how it all started for me, right? After Descent, it was like, which Zombicide started it before even Descent, and then it was like Hate, and then it was Rising Sun, and then I was like just all about it, right? CMoN just makes a lot of games that I really enjoy, or at least they used to. And so when I see this harken back to it, and I see them starting to have minis that I feel are actually kind of leading in the industry when it comes to a lot of the facial expressions and design of that, and then marrying it so closely with this art style, and having it be so cohesive that it's literally a single artist, and all of that combined just really has me excited about this game. It reminds me of how I used to feel. Now, I talked a bit about some negativity here, right? And CMoN and I, we go back, right? It's like a rocky relationship. Often I put them on my top 10 lists. I love their games. A lot of the ones I still own, right? I've given them awards, right? And I've also called them evil. And I've also, done them dirty and really dragged them out through the mud, as I felt they deserved in a lot of different cases, right? And so, like, I've been through the ringer with CMoN, and being excited about this game, and then having all of the industry stuff, right? The company stuff, kind of takes away from the hobby a little bit from me. And I've realized this by looking at this, because it reminded me, I had this thought that this is just like how I used to feel. And I realized that I hadn't felt that way in a while. That I hadn't just been excited about my hobby. Instead, it's who's not communicating now, and who's not updating now, and who's stealing what money or what art, or who's doing that. It's just, I understand that this is a channel that covers the industry and the news, and I'll keep doing that. Don't get me wrong, because I think it's important. Because we put a lot of money in here, right? So, and it's run by a whole bunch of people that aren't always like focused on business. And so there's a lot of mishaps and a lot of oddities, and it's worth it. I get it, and needed. But at the same time, I want to enjoy this hobby. I love this hobby. I love painting miniatures. I love building miniatures. I love playing board games. I love 3D printing stuff for board games. I love all of this kind of stuff. I like getting around with family. I like playing card games. I like collecting far too many card games. Look. I put a lot of money, I put a lot of time into this hobby, and gosh darn it, I'm going to enjoy it, and the Dead Keep has me excited. I don't know where it went wrong with this hobby, with this industry, and I don't mean to call out the whole industry like, oh my gosh, it's all terrible, but it's not what it used to be. Am I wrong? You let me know. Am I wrong in that? I feel really that, and not just like me personally feel, but I feel reading the comments, comparing the comments that I have now with the comments that I used to have. And it's not just like a channel coverage thing, because I was making a lot of those more negative videos back in the day. I didn't respect the platform as much and talked quite loosely about my feelings. Not rose in that when 20,000 people watch it. Maybe something happens from that. I should probably watch my words. But suffice it to say, seriously, the sentiment I get is that crowdfunded board games specifically are not in a good spot right now. When it comes to funding, when it comes to support, when it comes to backers being backers, as in they back the game, not just financially, but like they back the game, as in like they have its back, as in like they support it, as in they're cheering for it. Now we still get that, don't get me wrong. And I know it's easier to focus on negative than positive. And I know that there's a little bit of hindsight 2020, nostalgia-ish, anything pre-COVID really, right? I get it. And that's why I'm asking, like, am I wrong here? Do you think I'm just like way off? Because this is a feeling that I get, that the magic is kind of gone a little bit, right? When it comes to these campaigns, when it comes to being excited. I mean, even now, I'm finally excited about something that like genuinely has me like, I wish this game came now. I'm going to have a hard time waiting for this game. I'm excited to actually pay a company for this game. I'm excited to, see it in person and unbox it and experience all of that. And yet, it's CMoN on GameFound as a pre-order. So it's like not the same as what the Kickstarters used to be, right? The campaigns used to be. So it's not lost to me how different this is. Like, I get it. What do you think? Also, what was the last game? Now that I've explained how I felt, what's the last game or campaign that got you feeling like how I feel right now? I'd be curious. Mainly because I'm curious at how far back you have to go. Is this something recent? Is it maybe just the new hotness, right? The new shiny, maybe you're still getting that? Or is it, dude, I remember way back when, second edition Zombicide, or I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? The first Nemesis, right? Like, how far back do you have to go to where you were that happy about something like this in your hobby? Is there a way you can get to that point again? Whose fault is it that you don't feel that way? I'm still going through all this. I don't necessarily have solid answers because I don't think it's black and white. I don't think it's just one thing, right? It's a lot of things, from the economy, right, the industry, the world, right, to the companies and how they run themselves now, and the campaigns and type of games that sell now, and all the data that's in there now, and how many people are in there now. There's a whole host of things, right? So I get it. But I'm curious your thoughts as well. Really, that's it for this talking point. I'm super excited to actually play games again. Part of it's maybe setting up this room. Maybe that's it. Maybe once these boxes go away and you guys get a pretty background, I move the camera to be straight on so it's not off to the side, so you're not staring at a wall so much. And, you see some cool minis and games, stuff like that. I'll do a little tour. There's a closet putting all this terrain and neoprene mats and building materials and all sorts of stuff there. There's a painting area. It's going to be cool. There's even a fridge. I love it. Maybe that has me excited because I've been so long without a game room and without playing games as much as I want, to where, except for like little card games, that like I'm excited to play a board game. I'm excited to get board games. Maybe that's it. Maybe you have to take a break. Maybe, yeah, you guys should just do what I did and take 4 months off. No, enjoy your hobby. Enjoy the games that you're getting, though. If you're putting money towards something, you should be pumped about it. If you're not, don't give them money. Put money to something that makes you happy. You get this one life. This one life. Fill it with an awesome hobby. Fill it with something you enjoy. Guys, that's all I had here. Again, thank you so much to my sponsor, Skillshare. Thank you all for watching, for your amazing comments and contributions, thoughts, recommendations, insight. I appreciate it all. I'll be looking over those comments, of course. So I'll see you there, and I'll see you in another news video here soon, too, as well. All right, guys. Thanks so much.